A man who works for Portland Public Schools is facing multiple charges connected to sex crimes incidents, including one involving an elementary school student. News Center Maine's Sean Stackhouse joins us in Portland tonight with more on this investigation. Sean?
Pat, Portland police say a Portland Public Schools employee is being accused of exposing himself to a woman and sharing an explicit photo of a child. Portland police say two separate investigations led them to Benjamin Conroy. They say on October 5th, police received a report of a man sharing disturbing images on a dating website. Investigators say some of the pictures showed locations around Portland, including what appeared to be a child engaged in a sexual act inside a school. 3 days later, police say a woman was walking on the trails near the Western Promenade when she says a man approached her and exposed himself. She reportedly walked away, but then told police he approached her again, this time pressing against her while still exposed. Investigators say she ran and screamed for help, and witnesses helped police track down the suspect, now identified as Conroy. Investigators say they made the connection to the sexually explicit photos when they learned that Conroy worked for Portland Public Schools. Superintendent Javier Botana wrote in a letter to parents that Conroy has worked for the school department since the summer. They say he was an educational technician in the beach program at Ocean Ave Elementary School, and the charges are connected to exploitation of a student there. He has now been placed on administrative leave by the district this past weekend. He has been ordered not to come to the school or have any contact with any students or their families. Now, in the news release that was issued by Portland Police, Portland Superintendent Javier Botana was quoted as saying that what his department understands happened is contrary to its top priority of ensuring all of its students are in a safe and supportive environment at all times when they are in its care. He goes on to say, in addition to assisting law enforcement with their investigation, his department is also conducting its own internal investigation to determine what occurred and to understand any changes that should be in place. And finally, Botana says the school department is committed to conducting a full review and doing everything in its power to ensure that nothing like this will happen again. Now, Portland's school department is making resources available for those that were in the classroom with Mr. Conroy. And Conroy is currently being held at York County Jail on $25,000 cash bail. We'll keep you updated on air and online as we learn more. In Portland, Sean Stackhouse, News Center Maine. Pat.
Thank you, Sean.